guess.
What do you mean?
I don't feel like you say it that much.
No, I just meant specifically regarding to today
No. Okay.
or right now, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't expect that low of energy coming in here. Like I worked hard to turn my attitude around today and like try to be peppy.
Well, you're gonna have to carry this episode.
I
I
don't
did
think
last
that's gonna
one.
be a thing. You didn't carry the last one
I
completely.
mean, you said it in the last episode.
Well, yeah,
You said
but
it
like
towards
I
the end of the last
attempted.
episode.
Whatever.
I'm gonna attempt. I think I won't always attempt.
Anyway, how are y'all? Hope you're doing well.
Imagine we just ask how they are and we sit for 40 minutes just silence.
We're just
expecting
gonna
an
we're
answer.
gonna pull a Steve. Just
Yeah.
ask how you're doing and sit and listen.
Some of those TikToks blow up and I don't understand them. Like I get it, but like I don't understand it.
Well, I don't know about anybody but Steve. Like
There's
Steve
others,
makes
I don't
sense.
know. Steve is the only one that can do it, and it's not like corny to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring that back
Corny?
because the word cringe has
Yeah.
become corny, and corny was before that, and corny just sounds better to me.
What is I think Natasha and I were talking the other day about like a lot of the words that Gen Z or Gen Alpha use, and they act like it's theirs, and like a lot of them are stuff we said as well, or
Well,
versions of it.
I don't know the fucking. I refuse to call that generation below me that name because that's a corny ass name.
It's weird.
It's like really corny.
Especially whenever like you know like the context that alpha and beta are used.
Alpha. I'm a sigma male.
I don't really understand what that means.
It's funny if you go
like I
if
do,
you, if
but
you,
I don't.
If you go down the rabbit hole and
I
like
don't want
watch
to.
someone, but from the perspective of someone like a sane person, it's funny.
You're assuming I'm sane.
I said watching the perspective of a sane person go down it.
Oh.
Like you not like a secondhand watch.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
Like
your generation really likes to watch other people watch things.
Yeah, okay, and your generation like going to movie theaters with people and like
you agree that going to the movie theater is good though?
No, so you're saying watching other people is bad? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what this is.
No, it's not. No, okay, but we're not. I'm saying
it's
you
commentary.
like watching videos where people are watching other videos.
Yeah, but I don't like watching people's where that's all they do is watch it. Like I would name people, but you wouldn't get the reference.
I literally just said the generation. And it was a generalization. Obviously, not every single one of y'all, but it is something that became popular with y'all.
No, I know, but I'm saying you're saying it like there's a kind of negative connotation behind it, which I don't think there inherently is at all. I think if anything, it's a positive, unless you were thinking of like, oh, the people who just react to something and don't give any reactions or any insight on it, which there is a problem, and that's something like my generation's and like the people we watch talk about a lot about basically stealing content and like watching like a trying to laugh or watching someone else's video and just uploading it as yourself and you give no insight or comedy or any kind of value towards it, which is a problem that isn't as big now but definitely was in the past. And I say past, but like past 10 years.
I don't know. I checked out of this conversation because I don't even remember why we got on this topic. I mean, I know I said it, but I don't remember why I said it.
Again,
I'm just saying, like, I don't legitimately, like, I went away from my brain because it went to something that, like,
I don't remember. I normally can remember.
You said something, and I thought, oh, yeah, but, like.
I said something about corny and alpha. Oh, going down the rabbit hole of watching someone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. As I said, I didn't understand doing that, but that again, I like don't come from a generation that was raised watching other people watch things. It wasn't like a negative or positive connotation. I mean, I just didn't get that.
Yeah.
But you took it as I meant it negative and went on a rant. So that's why I checked out, because I definitely didn't mean it that way. I just meant like I don't get it.
That's fair.
Like I'm not like I get it, but I don't get it.
I'm trying to see because I don't think things. There's rarely times now in our society that things are like so like completely original, like an idea like there's like definitely an inspiration. So I'm trying to say what's the equivalent your generation had to us?
Probably music videos, honestly.
I'll say music or like news, like watching the news.
No, just like music videos for like real for my
Anderson
generation.
Cooper?
No, like MTV birth as I was a kid.
I'm not saying entertainment specifically. I'm specifically regarding watching people watch stuff like Let's Players or
Well, I don't
like
think news
consume
counts
content.
as that.
When they're reacting to stuff, they're entertainers. If you
They
think
are
about it,
now. I wouldn't say they were as much when I was growing up, but it has definitely become more of an
but also
entertainment industry than a news industry.
to be fair, I mean, I just think that's the whole thing that comes with the internet in general. That's like kind of a new thing. Still, like in recent years, like only since the '90s.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not a thing we had, which
Yeah,
is fine. Like, but we had a thing like I don't think your generation sits down and watches music videos very often. Like, you do, but you don't. Not the way that we did. Like, it was a whole event. Like, I came home like after school as a teenager and watched music videos on MTV. Like,
yeah,
yeah, Real World kind of it became a thing while I was a teenager, but it was like that was the one off. It was mostly I got a lot of news from MTV as well. Like that's why like what is it a month ago they shut down the site online MTV News and like there was some major breaking things that came through
for sure the
on there.
MTV Awards are
Oh, that's right. It is. Yes, that's right. I remember thinking it was weird that they chose today to do that.
tonight.
But anyhow, sorry.
You gotta stop with that. I don't think it's been an episode where I haven't yawned.
Yeah, we're barely in.
I still have yawned
I don't
pretty
even think
early
we're
on.
10 minutes in.
I'm just very yawn prone. My bodily
You know
functions
that just sounds so weird.
my
I'm
bodily
yawn
functions
prone.
flow. Like I'm not someone that like and I think it probably has to do with me being the privilege I have of being one of the few privileges I have of being a man. I don't have to like oh if I want to like sneeze or like cough or like whatever in public. I mean I won't fart in public. That's wild. You know what I mean? Like I feel like women have to act what's considered more. You know what I'm trying to say? Like there's standards put on women versus men that can just be more gross
Yeah.
or what's considered gross because it's not
Yawning's
really
not
gross.
gross. I'm confused.
I said bodily functions though.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to someone who doesn't want to respond.
I just like I mean, I don't know.
You gotta respond. It's a podcast. You
I
gotta give
understand that. I hate
answer.
when you say that. That's
Even if you
really
disagree though,
irritating.
if you
I don't have
disagree,
an opinion about it. I have no response to that.
you don't like have any. Do you think what I'm saying is
I've
true
already
or no?
ranted about how women are supposed to be delicate and cordial and all this other shit. That I am definitely not any of those things. So
I don't think anybody's fucking cordial. I haven't think I've met a cordial person in my life.
sorry, my lipstick is doing weird stuff.
I said
Also,
nothing.
I'm
I
having
never.
like a very bad sensory experience right now and have for the past 30 minutes. So, like, that's why I was like, a part of me wish you'd have just told me, I'm just not really feeling it today. We can do it another day.
Yeah, but if I would have felt like that, I would have told you that like
Is it
hours
messed
ago.
up?
No, I don't. I mean, but I don't. I'm not
I
like.
mean, if it's obvious,
No,
I
I
don't
don't see
know. It's
anything.
just like
But like,
I was struggling today getting ready.
I'm
I don't know why. Sometimes things are just difficult. Well, existing is difficult. I don't know. I feel like this episode's going real fucking weird right now. Like not in
sorry.
the direction I wanted it to go at all.
Well, turn it around. Take the wheel. Be Jesus. I'm letting you. I'm letting you captain the ship, Dwight.
What? I
And
don't
you throw
know.
every
It feels
reference
weird and
possible.
awkward, and so no, I can't.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Like I told you, I came in overloaded because fighting with my bangs, fighting with my fucking. I know it like doesn't matter, but I have weird lips. Like the outer line, they're uneven. Like
My lips are uneven.
and yeah, you probably got it from me. And
My
like I
top lip
have,
is.
yeah, it's my top lip. It's not my bottom, and I have what they call like the double line. So like my lips are actually bigger than the pink part. Like there's the outside is white. I don't know how to explain it. So like
I
lining my
think I
lips is
understand.
difficult, and normally I don't struggle as much, but for some reason today, part of it was I was talking to my friend,
Who are you talking
my friend Rhonda. So Rhonda, if you actually go listen, like I sent you the link,
to? Rousey?
I'll tell you. No, I haven't. No, that's not somebody I'd be friends with. I'm sure she's lovely. Just don't think that's somebody politically I would align with.
Oh, I didn't know
Um, I don't know. Like she's a hunter. That's not something that I would do unless I had to.
I don't mind hunters doing it if they ethically hunt,
Yeah.
especially because I actually watched a thing on like a YouTube video about it, and like it was hunters versus vegans, and I didn't even think about like the hunters. It's like um, it, and you're good, and the hunters that are it's like within their culture, like
Oh, like with like indigenous
in
people. Yeah, where they use every part of the
yeah.
animal. Yeah, I get that. I
And there's
understand.
hunters that have to like control population.
Right. I'm not a vegan, right? I'm not a vegetarian. I get it. I just don't want to be the one doing it. I don't have the heart for it.
Yeah.
Unless again we're like in a Walking Dead situation where I like have to, then I'll figure it out. Um no, it's a somebody I actually been friends with since MySpace days. Like
When did MySpace? When was MySpace? There's this era that I hear people talk about that I feel like I was technically
you were
in this
alive.
world, but
Yeah.
I just don't remember anybody really talking about it until after it went away.
She's watched you grow up on the internet. For a fact, she lives in Ohio.
Sorry.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. And she's like, I
Whoop
hate
them
JD
Browns ass.
Vance. Yeah. Oh, I was talking about
I wasn't
that's where
talking.
the Haitian stuff was
I wasn't
come.
even talking about like I wasn't even thinking sports in general. I was thinking Ohio as a whole
I cannot
sucks.
remember if she's a Browns fan
Oh,
or
Cincinnati.
Bengals. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be smart if even if you grew up in Cleveland, just say you from Cincinnati.
Um, but no, we were just like we hadn't talked on the phone in like since you were little. Like, she was like just kind of having a hard time. So like I sat through like I did my like even normally with Natasha I tell her don't call me while I'm putting my makeup on because it's just I can't walk and chew gum at the same time type of mentality. So that's why I was struggling. But um I guess I'm fucking ancient. I don't know.
No, I'm also like oblivious to a bunch of things. Like I didn't know what when you assume you make an ass out of you and me meant until literally like a month ago.
I really thought I'd broken that down for you over
No,
the
but like
years.
okay, I don't think people don't only break down like phrases and idioms. Like, I think society just expects us to know what it means.
I
Like,
mean,
why would
yeah.
anybody know what cut the cheese means? Where is that inference from? Like, I know what it means, but where does
Why
that?
does cheese drop my unicorn?
You gotta find a different place for that.
I really do. Um, why does cheese have so many different meanings?
We talked about that.
Well, no, we were mainly just talked about it for money, but like also why is it considered a fart? Like, come on. That
Cheese.
feels like such polar opposites that I just really want to know. Like, did like somebody fart way back when and it smelled like cheese, and so that's why they did that? Because I understand the cheese thing because of like government cheese and shit like that
Yeah.
during that time period. But like everything's, and I told her, she's like, "What are y'all going to talk about today?" I was like, "Well, we're probably going to talk about the debate, and it'll probably devolve into fart and poop jokes because that's what the past few ones have." And here we are talking about farts. At least we have like a consistent theme going.
It's not a good one.
Everybody poops.
Yeah.
But anyhow, the debate. You said you watched it this morning. I
Yeah.
watched it last night live.
It was. I mean, it was a massacre.
Yeah, but like,
She could have done better, but he did horrible,
yeah,
and
I
she
didn't
did pretty good,
expect. No, she did eviscerate him.
especially on the abortion policy. Like she was in her bag. She was uh, masked up LeBron, fourth quarter Kobe,
She really did get him.
Aaron Rodgers on a Hail Mary.
I think the thing that really set him off was her talking about his rallies and people leaving early because they got tired of listening to him. He
Yeah, it's
literally,
like
someone said he
I
looked like a gremlin
no,
being
I
fed
was
after
watching like
midnight.
just watching it. It's just like, how do you glaze that man? I don't understand it. He is he is the antithesis of appealing.
I don't know that I watched it on Hulu live and then I was watching a live on TikTok of people. Oh my god, the people that are. I'm so sorry. That is the second time that's happened.
It's not gonna pick up.
Um, Anyhow, somebody was like in the comments, they're like, I don't understand how anybody could marry him. And I was like, I legitimately don't know how anybody could stand to be in the same vicinity as him. Like, it's real weird to me. And it's not like, oh, he's ugly and that's why. I mean, like, he's repulsive and that's why.
No, he's ugly.
Well, that too, but
No,
like, some people that aren't conventionally attractive can be considered attractive because of their personality and the human that they are.
that's why I said he's ugly. When I say something ugly, I don't ever mean that from a personality. I say that as a whole.
Yeah.
I view people as a whole.
Shit. I'm like really uncomfortable.
I'm
I don't know.
sorry.
Like, not necessarily physically in the sense of like in pain. I'm
Mentally,
not physically in my body. I'm uncomfortable. Like in my skin right now. I don't know. The part of me just is like, mm,
what?
like wrap it up. Like I don't know. Like, cause like, what are we gonna talk about?
Talk about anything. It doesn't have to be talk about anything.
I did talk about things. I'm done. Like, I just said, let's talk about the debate, and you were like, okay, cool, cool. We got a few things out of it, and that was it.
Was there not something else you wanted to talk about when I mentioned the debate earlier? You're like, oh, I kind of want to mention this, but I don't remember what it
I don't know.
was. Did you see they're making a PS5 Pro,
Why?
and they're it's
Money.
no. I mean, people are gonna buy it, but listen to this. They do like the side by side. The graphics don't look. You can't tell the difference. Yeah, it's on a technical level a better console, but it's not a whole new console, right? Like it's maybe in terms, it's like you times the PS5 by like 1.25 or 1.5, right? Guess how much they're charging?
I like 200 more.
I guess you're kind of right. It's 700,
Yeah, 200 more.
which that's not gonna go for inflation and people buying it up.
I mean, didn't they do that with the 4? Came out with the
No,
Pro
the
after?
PS4 they
Or did it
did, but the
already come out at the
no
same
no 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 no
time?
no no no. This is the thing. The PS4 Pro was like a whole new console in the sense like it was a
But
big
I'm just saying
upgrade and
they
it was worth
do
it.
that with every
Yeah,
iteration, right?
every console does that though.
Except for
Literally,
maybe PS2. I don't think they did for
no, they
PS2.
did.
Did they?
Yeah, PS2, PS2 Slim. They did
I know for the 3 they did, yeah.
every console since like the 2000s has done that. Even before then, like Game Boy Advance. Like it goes back to
Yeah.
everything. And like it's starting to become less and less now about actually making genuine upgrades and more about money, which is kind of the consensus for everything now. Um, I don't know.
I mean, that's just the way it's been going even since I was a kid. Like I remember hearing
Yeah.
my parents complain about, you know, things not being as good at like lasting as long as they used to. Um,
Oh, wild.
hmm?
How long were things lasting back then?
Well, I mean, like cars in general, like
Yeah.
you could get hit by a truck and you'd be okay, like because they were made sturdier.
But I guess
Like,
there's always like a yin and yang in life because aren't those cars that those people were driving the reason why my generation has to really get on the climate change?
well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it was a bad example.
No,
I'm not gonna say anything anymore.
I was just saying it was.
I'm just, like saying it's not anything new
No, yeah, I
that
was agreeing
things
with
are
you.
getting worse instead of better, but they're costing more. Like, that's just
Yeah,
capitalism. And that's really what it comes down to. Like I
I
said, why are
don't
they doing this? Oh yeah, money.
I don't know if or when it would change or even start to see an. I'd like to think my generation and millennials and I would say some of Gen X are trying to get there, but I don't know. Like I don't know.
Just got a text from about me as like wanting to give feedback on the debate.
How
Like
did you signed up for that shit?
I told you, I blame
Is
you,
it because you
Bernie,
donated?
because I donated to Bernie's campaign, and so now I'm forever on the
Do they not have
freaking
like
DNC
a stop
text thing.
to get
I tried, but like it comes from very different. Like they have so many different organizations. Like, and it's funny is when I was watching the debate, I got a text from Nancy Pelosi, and I'm like, you're the last person that should be texting me, dude. I cannot stand you. That's what I think a lot of people, whenever I say I'm going to vote for Kamala, right? They assume I'm a Democrat. They assume I love all of them. I don't. This is just the person that will get that A will secure that we still have a right to vote after this election,
Yeah.
and that gets me closer to the
That's
society that I want.
it's the thing I hate about politics. It's like because you're voting for someone, you assume you're politically aligned with everything they believe in and their political like a Democrat or Republican, and it's
Yeah.
just like the core of it should be voting for the person that would genuinely lead this country to and be prosperous for its like citizens, which that MF or Donald uh Thumb isn't obviously.
Well, this is my thing is like so um my struggle is with like the people that look like me,
You can say
ones that
white
don't
people,
the ones that don't look like you.
white people.
No, it's not all white people, right? But it's not black people is the point, right?
Yeah,
The ones that are saying if you support Kamala, right? Then you support genocide. And that is not true, right? I do not agree with her stance on Palestine at all. But there's not one reasonably electable politician right now that is going to meet that stance. What I am doing is focusing on down ballot and getting people in there into the seats of the House, into the Senate,
because
into your local elections that do support that, to support getting rid of the electoral college, which will do away with gerrymandering. Like, these are the things that I want. And also, having somebody like Trump get into office again, that does harm me. That does harm you. And I don't think that's fair for people that don't look like you to ask you to give up your freedom because, well, the other candidate isn't supporting. Guess what? He doesn't support Palestine either. He wants them eviscerated. She's at least asking for a ceasefire. Like, I get it's not what I want completely. And when she did, that was my only issue with her in the debate, honestly, was her answer, her stance on Palestine. It's the whole, like, basically this, it started October 7th. It didn't. It did not. Like, it's gross. But I have to have faith that we get her in. We still have the ability to vote, and then we can. Because guess what? This isn't the only election. There's elections at locally, like in 2 years, like, and it's not the only thing we're voting for is the president. We're voting for other things. So I don't know. It just I've seen a lot of black creators talk about because it's basically once people found out that black creator or like black people are supporting her, it's f them from people that are not black. And that's super gross because black people are the first people that will speak up for other oppressed people. Like they are the first. And they're the last that gets the people being spoken people speaking up for them, and it's so frustrating to me. So, yeah, if you're my friend and you're still doing that narrative that vote third party, which you know means to vote for him, I think ideologically, I don't think we align because you're being selfish in a way that's not productive. Like, I get it. I hate that we're in a two-party system. I hate it. I do feel very impotent because of it, but I'm not going to give the way we got here is people saying it doesn't matter if I vote or not. But literally if everybody who could vote did vote, it would make a difference. And we would be further along to a more progressive society here. So I don't remember why I got on that. Sorry. It just, and I'm toning this down. And you know that. You know I'm toning down how I'm saying this quite a bit. Like,
I mean, I I get yeah.
it's time for a woman too. Like, honestly, we've had, what are we at? Biden's 40, the 46th? Is he 46? I think so, yeah. 46. We've had 46 men do this. It's time.
40,
a Cretan. We had a 45 and a Cretan. Uh, but I'm just saying it's time. Women, like, also, why not a woman? I mean, you know firsthand, I ran our household. I managed our household. I made sure Andy knew when your events were. I
Mm.
did like the budgeting and all that stuff. Women are natural leaders, especially women that are married, that have children. They can say she doesn't have children. She had stepchildren. Okay. So it's still being a parent. Like, and then also, like,
And if you want
obviously,
to be honestly, I mean, if you want to relate being a president like a parent, it's closer to being a step parent than an actual parent. You're
true.
taking on
Yeah.
other people that aren't related to
And that's one of the things that we were talking about in that like live is that we believe she actually cares. I do believe that.
you. Yeah.
I don't know how effective she's going to be, but 46 other men haven't been as effective as we'd like them to be. Can we give a woman a chance to not be as effective? I honestly feel like she will be more, though, especially again because who she chose as her running mate. And I don't know. It's just very imperative. We will not survive if he gets back into office as a nation. And a lot of people want that. They want our nation to crumble because they're so fed up with it. You know, and I joke about like, just burn it all down, right? But I just mean like, let's get rid of the systems that oppress. And you can do that without literally burning it to the ground. Anyhow, anything lighter?
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to go on a quick 180 from that.
Sorry.
It's that time of year. It's important. Unfortunately,
I
I
mean,
mean, fortunately, not fortunately. I don't know.
I just want everything to be like Animal Crossing. Why?
I gotta pay every.
But
That's
you can pay with weeds, dude.
Animal Crossing is a fucking capitalist society.
Not really. It really isn't. It's more like a
You
commune. Like, no, because literally you can sell flowers and make money. Like, you're just selling the things you're growing. I'm just saying, I'd rather live in a society where, like, because you're literally just existing, honestly, in that thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, Tom Nook is a crook, though. I probably just say Animal Crossing because I'm at the place where everything's paid off.
yeah,
So everything is just chill now. Which that's all I'm saying. And also, like, money's not real.
yeah.
Again, it's the value we have. But I don't know. I feel like I'm talking in circles. It's your turn to contribute.
I'm trying.
I know. I
Yeah.
really wish you'd have told me you were this tired. We would have just waited and done it tomorrow.
I'm just kind of mentally tired. But like, I didn't want to do it tomorrow because the day after tomorrow,
You have the interview.
yeah, I just don't want to. I want to have as much energy for that as possible. Um, is it like every? It's just kind of going like we're gonna finish the episode. I'm gonna publish the episode, right? Uh, but I'm trying not to be so fucking hypercritical on myself, and that applies to everything. So what if this isn't an episode that's like crazy great? I love the last episode. It's one of my favorite episodes. If this one's just a real episode of that's where we are, I'd rather that than something half baked with uh phoning in effort that's only just gonna not come off as authentic, and then it's just gonna hurt mine and your mentals or your mental mind, whatever the correct application of that is. And I don't know. I'm just like I'm happy to see Kamala do well. Of course, I literally said before I went to bed last night, I hope I wake up to a Kamala W. But it's just like I get it. I get it's important. I'm just I'm tired of I don't know. Fuck, I'm just fucking tired. Like I don't know. I'm at a standstill with a lot of things in my life, and I know it's kind kind of dumb to say as someone who's not even 22 yet, but it's just like I'm simultaneously trying to be easy on myself, but also dealing with a lot of self uh, hatred in areas that I normally don't hate myself. Like my normal self hatred comes from my body, which is something we've talked about in the past. But that's actually not the worst right now, as like compared to where it has been for most of my life. I don't know. I'm trying to make it every night to just keep going, and I'm not saying that in like a maybe I am depressed, but like I'm not saying that in like a I cry myself to sleep every night. Not that I haven't before, but it's just like every night I gotta take a deep breath, and I mean like a deep breath, like a Marina Trench breath. Um, I don't know. I wanted to do this episode because I think consistency is important.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
I was just giving you space to talk.
I mean, if it's regarding the fucking, I'm saying like think about everything you just said about how frustrated you are with how people treat black people.
Yeah.
Imagine how I'm feeling
I know.
internally. I'm
I
not saying
know.
that because you don't. I'm just saying like it's not the same, but it's like when I mentioned on the last episode, I was like, oh, how can I do all these things if I was in a relationship to help my partner when she's going through when she's being messy and to like be with her with that. But there's in reality is I could never know. Um, and it's just like I'm so I don't know. I really don't know. Probably need therapy,
I
but we
mean,
can't. Yeah,
yeah, I can't afford it.
which just
Yeah.
it makes me even more frustrated when I think about that. I guess things that I know. The thing is, oh fuck, well, money is the beneficiary of all.
Well, yeah, that's like one of my main things is that, and we talked about that last night, that we are a nation that can afford for everybody to have health care, for everybody to be housed, for everybody to be educated. But wars, we just love our wars and funding people that commit wars. Like, and that's frustrating to me that we know we could have better and we just choose not to. Or we continue to vote people in that choose not to. Like, it is debilitating when you think about it too hard. Well, we're super bright. Uh,
Yeah, I try to be happy.
no, I'm not asking you, like, I don't know. I don't think, is this what it's like living with me? like, what's wrong with you? Existing. That's what's wrong with me.
It's the thing though. It's a mess up thing. I'm at a place right now where like I feel like I have no value in anything, but it's not like I don't want to exist. I like existing. It's like being like and trapped. Like I feel this is so fucking emo of me, but it feels like I've been starving for a week and I'm trapped inside of a box looking at a bunch of food that I can't reach.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't want the food. I want the food, but like the boxes, but the box itself isn't just created by outside forces; it's also created by myself. Like
yeah.
I had a hand in it, so I can blame reason. I can rightfully blame other things, but I can also have to blame myself at a certain point.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I go with everything's my fault all the time. So
Yeah, that's
it
a bad habit. But I'm
is.
also like, who is one person to judge another besides our judges and juries? me as the thing in the office.
Are you watching The Office again?
Which
That's right. I don't know. I mean, I hate hearing that, like, but that doesn't mean I don't want you to express it. It's just, it is hard, like, being a parent and seeing your children, no matter what age they are, go through things. You, like, never want them to experience bad things. Like, literally, if I could keep every bad thing from happening to you, I would. Like, but I can't, unfortunately. I guess that if I could for you, I probably would for myself too. But, it is what it is. This, ugh, I hate that actually. I was gonna say, this too shall pass. What? That's like a saying. I don't know what it's from.
I mean, no,
It's
but
something I hear in the rooms a lot. This
oh,
too
okay,
shall
that's where I
pass.
heard it
That's where you've heard it.
from. Like I know the saying, I just couldn't.
I mean, it will. Sometimes it's replaced by something worse. Sometimes it's replaced by something better. I mean, we also say in the rooms, like, the good news is you get your feelings back. The bad news is you get your feelings back. Like, or not. Oh. I don't know. I'm struggling over here. I feel like I'm drowning. You would have loved MySpace. It was very emo.
Okay, I don't like this.
Hmm.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
It was very creative.
Okay, there
Like,
you go.
that's what I was talking to Rhonda, like, because we realized we've known each other for almost 20 years, which is crazy because of a little, like, social app. And it was because I wrote poetry on there. And she wrote, I think it's poetry and prose. And it was like, that's how I know Brian, was through that writing group. Like, I think that's how I know. I remember, that's how I know Jackie too, in Canada.
These are all people that
Yeah,
he was friends with.
these are people I'm friends with. That only one of them I've met in real life. Uh, but I still am in contact with. You know, for years on end. Jeff, that we met when I took you, that was from MySpace. I've known him since MySpace days. Like, and then, like, with Rhonda, she's one. Her and Jackie. Remember I told you I had two friends that passed away from the same thing. Peepaw passed away. So, like, she knows that experience very uniquely as well. And we were just talking about, like, we missed that. Like, it was such a good community. Very encouraging. I'm sure there were aspects of MySpace that were toxic, but I didn't experience them. It was just like a lot of encouragement, and like these people have watched you grow up into a man. And then I was like, I realized that her oldest is 28. I'm like, what? She's still really, really old. I mean, I am getting there, but I don't know. It was like a very supportive, encouraging community, and I miss it. And we got music. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm glad I went over to Facebook because I don't know if I'd have been able to stay in contact with these people if I hadn't. But Facebook will never be what MySpace was. Well,
Facebook literally.
it's for family, honestly.
It's for it's no, it's
I mean,
not. Facebook should be obliterated. I'm sorry. I would be so fucking giddy if I woke up and news Facebook was the world would be a better place.
well, I want a
The world would be
warning.
a better
I would like
place.
a warning
No
beforehand.
warning.
No, because there's pictures on MySpace that I had of you as a little guy that I will never get back now.
So, it'd be terminated. They'll send you a file and a link and like a doc, a zip thing of all your photos that you ever posted and like the contacts, whatever he wanted, but take off that platform because that is a destructive platform. It's
It is.
corrupting the minds of the elderly.
Oh, I was waiting to wait what you were gonna say. I was like, not the youth. Um, but yeah. I mean, yeah, if they gave me the heads up and I could get all of my media off of there, because like there was a lot of poetry that I stupidly did not have like hard copies of that I never got back either. So, um, I would be fine if that's an app that died. So I agree. That's my like
No,
feel. Anyhow, I don't know. I feel like there's not a flow today.
that's
Like
very apparent.
like it's very like jerky. Like I gotta say something. The dead air is bad.
Yeah,
Oh, did you hear they're making Goonies too? Okay. It's a good movie. You don't like the Goonies? What don't you like about it?
I'm not the right person to say that to. It's an okay movie that is. I don't understand the love about it, so I feel like anytime I mention it, I feel like wrong for saying I don't. It's fine.
You don't understand the concept of being a kid and not feeling heard?
No, I do, but
That's like
it's
basically the gist of it is like that's why he's like it's our time down here. Like
yeah, but
they're they were just like being ignored. Their parents weren't listening to them and I don't know, like it's they have an adventure. They find treasure. What's not to like about it?
I don't know. It's an okay movie. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's like. I'm not saying it's like
I wonder
an
if this is how
emotional
people feel
movie.
whenever they heard I've never seen The Godfather, and even if I did, I don't think I'd like it.
No, that's probably the same thing.
Except for that arguably Goonies is like really good. That's the
Yeah, and
difference.
that's the key term in that is arguably because it is an art and art is subjective.
Like how would you feel if someone said that about Surf's Up?
I mean, I feel sorry for them, but I mean, penguin surfing isn't everyone's fancy. It's crazy that it's penguin surfing, but
It just seems so natural. They're already in the water.
exactly.
Anyhow, I was excited. I think they've got most of the cast
Also, I
aboard.
just don't like remakes. That's
It's not
another
a
thing.
remake, it's a
Or like
sequel.
sequels. I don't like remakes or sequels. I don't like remakes, and I don't like sequels that took too fucking long.
But you love prequels.
That's a different thing because it's not a direct thing. It came before, so you can kind of tell the story with not the same actors. You know what I mean? Like they're portraying a different thing. Like if they said like a pre Goonies, like the Goonies parents, right? It was like the parents of the Goonies. Like, oh,
There'd
that's
be
kind of
no
interesting.
purpose to that.
Well, yeah, because
No.
there's no purpose because that's the inherent. The story doesn't lend to that, but the story of Star Wars lends to there being backstory told.
Just say you don't like certain sequels, and
No, name a sequel that came out a while after the other one that I like.
I don't know. I don't know if there's one a while after that you like. But it doesn't mean it would be bad.
I'm not saying it's
I don't
bad.
even know if that happens very often, honestly. I mean, the Beetlejuice is supposed to be
It was okay.
okay, yeah.
I heard people really liked it, or it's okay. And I think people that really liked it haven't really seen the first Beetlejuice.
I think that's probably
That's what it
accurate
was.
because a few of my friends saw the original
I love
and
Beetlejuice.
uh they're like it wasn't bad, but like I guess there's like a musical number towards the end and they're like that's not really my thing. But like isn't that the whole thing? Like I think this one is kind of pulling from the musical. I'm not sure.
I don't know. And if there was
I mean
a
it's got Michael Keaton in it, so it has to be good.
well, no, I heard he was good. I heard the story. Actors can only do so much,
That is true.
so that doesn't really mean that. There's
What is it?
there's great actors in horrible
I did
movies.
see some tweets about like people, younger people, acting like, oh, look at who is it that's in
Jenna
that?
Ortega.
Yeah, like making basically highlighting Winona Ryder. Like Winona Ryder wasn't the it girl when I was growing up. Like she was in everything.
What are you
She
talking
was
about?
basically like that. Jenna Ortega is the bigger star
Winona Ryder?
than Winona Ryder.
Like right now?
Then period.
Then period? I mean, by technicality, probably.
I mean, really, because Stranger Things only was a big deal because they highlighted that she was in it.
Stranger Things is not only a big deal because of Winona Ryder. I'm
That's how
sorry.
it started as a big
That's
deal.
how it started, but it eclipsed the fact I don't even recognize Winona Ryder still in it. Like When you think of there is four people you think of before Stranger Things. You think of the dude.
I'm saying when it started, the only
Yeah.
reason it took off was because of Winona
But
Ryder.
also like this argument, and I'm saying on my side too, is kind of stupid because when it comes to like, oh, who was bigger then, and like you it's a debate between two different generations. Of course they're gonna be biased because they both felt the impact at the time and within the culture, especially at that age. And so it's just like you can never really compare someone. It's not apples to apples.
I mean,
If someone said like who's bigger, Jenna
what
Ortega
has she
or
been in besides Wednesday in this? That's that big to eclipse Winona Ryder at this
more,
point.
a lot more.
More than Dracula, more than
I don't even know what
um
Dracula is.
the
See, and
movie
I'm
that
this
was her with her
generation.
and
But
Keanu
your generation
Reeves.
will know. That gets back to my point. It's like
More
you
than
can't.
Edward Scissorhands.
You realize if you ask a majority of definitely Gen Alpha, and then also my generation, a lot of people even haven't seen that movie. So how are you saying that's thing? I'm saying times change. If you were to ask someone before your generation, how do they compare to Marilyn Monroe
I would be like, it's Marilyn Monroe. I get it.
or Betty White?
Look, by the way, it's not the same. Like that's not the same kind of
Well,
thing.
yeah, because
But
I'm saying if you want to do like for my generation, Zendaya is way more popular than Marilyn Monroe, in my opinion. You're gonna disagree, but Zendaya I think is eclipsed Marilyn Monroe. But that's from my perspective as someone who grew up with Zendaya and felt the impact. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess you still know who Marilyn Monroe is, and you did
And
not grow up with her, and neither did I.
people and but that's because we have the hindsight because she's had a past. We are not 50 years from now when people will probably be saying Zendaya's name.
Maybe.
Maybe
I don't know. I mean, honestly, the only reason Marilyn Monroe does get talked about so
it's
not the
because
only reason
JFK,
is
right?
well, it's because she died so young. Like it's the same way that James Dean gets talked about like that. They were both equally talented. Like they were talented individuals, and I still think that they would have been iconic had they lived, past um like into their 50s and 60s and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Um but it was just, and also that they were so different from what there was usually seen at that time.
yeah.
So I mean, I see that she's, and I'm not saying that she's on that, like whatever.
I'm
You
not
know
saying
what
I'm right.
frustrates me is that I'll agree that somebody is like talented and famous from your generation, but you act like the ones that are from mine just aren't, and that is so
No,
frustrating.
you know what I said. I said I'm not right either. I'm saying there's not a right and opinion in this. Obviously,
You can
Winona
say you're not
Ryder is.
right, but the other things you're saying don't equate to that.
What is the thing I'm saying? I'm saying it's all subjective based on the impact you felt. I think popularity isn't a steady thing.
I mean, for some people it
Like I
isn't.
think dead ass in 5 years, Johnny Depp is gonna be very unheard of.
No.
And like to me, I'm like, it's
But
Johnny Depp.
like okay, but at the same time, I like you're throwing out people that have literally had very long careers.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp has been around since the early 90s, as Winona Ryder has as well.
yeah,
Keanu Reeves has as well. Like there is a way to have longevity. It's
yeah.
I mean, I think Zendaya is on that path that she'll have that too. I don't know about Jenna Ortega, like because I don't feel like she's been in as
She's
much
been in.
stuff.
It was Jane the Virgin, which was a pretty huge TV show, and then she was also in Scream.
Oh yeah, but there's so much controversy around that
It doesn't
that
matter. Controversy is controversy. It's
I guess.
popularity. We just talked about Marilyn Monroe,
Well, I'm saying like I'd like to see the staying power of her.
and that's
Like
the issue. Is because it's she's so early into her career,
yeah,
and so
but
she can't.
that's why my point is I don't think she eclipses her yet. I didn't say she wouldn't have the ability to, but it's going to take a lot because again, you're talking
Also,
about people that have had very established careers that have done very iconic roles that people, even younger people, know who they are. Like everybody your age knows who Johnny Depp is. Okay, not everybody. I'm sure there's somebody that doesn't.
yeah, in the Western society, for sure.
Like, yeah, so I
Yeah.
meant like this here, but like even overseas, like I'm sure Pirates of the Caribbean was
Let
huge.
me just make sure something. Who's who's the most famous actress or celebrity you would say like is popular?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Who you think is more popular, Meryl Streep or Messi? Mom.
I mean, probably Messi just because, like, And you know what? That's kind of actually gross. That there are some people that only are into sports. Like you're
That's
not into arts.
wait, how is that gross? I'm confused.
Like it's
I'm
the thought of like, oh well, because it's a sport and it's
no.
a worldwide sport, then everybody should know who that is.
I was just using Messi because he's one of the more popular people. I could have said someone else more popular, Michael Jackson. That's
Everybody
art.
knows who
That's
Michael
what I'm
Jackson
saying.
is.
I'm just saying like certain people reach global status. Some people are. It seems they're bigger, but it's just in the bubble of the Western
Yeah,
Hemisphere.
and I'm saying Jenna Ortega is definitely not global at this
No, I
point.
don't think anyone is arguing that.
Zendaya is.
I don't think anyone's arguing genetic is global.
Yeah.
I don't think Winona Ryder is global.
I think Johnny Depp is.
Johnny, yeah, but that was probably a bad
Keanu
example on my
Reeves
part.
is. I
Not to the
feel
same
like
extent, but yeah,
I don't know, not with John Wick now.
nah, it's still not to the same extent.
Yeah.
It's not to the same extent.
That's true. I
It's just
mean,
not.
Johnny's done it's not just Pirates of the Caribbean. He's had some very iconic roles.
Yeah,
Like, um I should think actors wise, who else would be considered global? Maybe Will Smith? You don't think so?
there's not many, sadly.
Tom Holland, maybe? Just because of Spider Man and because he's
Yeah.
not from here?
Well, then you probably like Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. for sure. Yes, actually. Pretty much probably anybody in the Avengers.
Yeah, in the Marvel
And
MCU.
Marvel. Like, but specifically Avengers. Because, you know, the how big they were and all of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, but that all of that doesn't necessarily equate to talent though.
No, and that wasn't ever a thing I was thinking in my mind. I just
I
thought
just said it
popularity.
was weird. I
I
hate
just
when your younger generation acts like somebody from my generation is washed up and or not important. That's
here's
frustrating.
my question that I meant to ask earlier. Where do you see this?
On Twitter.
Therein lies the fucking problem. Get off fucking Twitter, like,
I get a
or
lot of
block certain
news from
things.
there. I
Like,
do get a lot of like, I mean, much to probably Elon's chagrin, there's still a lot of breaking news that happens on there.
I'm just saying, like, it that's fine. Get it from Twitter, right? But you don't always go to like a Wikipedia article and take that for fact
No,
because
I'm but
people can. It's just people's opinion. So I'm just saying. Remember, the person behind that tweet is probably a prepubescent little girl or little boy.
oh, I don't like respond to those.
No, I'm just saying when you ingest that thought, realize they haven't even had enough thoughts to form a an opinion.
I don't like saying that.
You know what I mean, though. I'm using hyperboles, which they might not even know, um, and being exaggerative with my vernacular.
Again, I'll go with the whole when people thought Paul McCartney was some brand new artist back in the day when he did the Rihanna Kanye song.
It
Like,
is kind of crazy, but also I'm not. It's still crazy. I need to preface it's crazy, but it's not like it was called Paul McCartney and the Beatles. It was called the Beatles, and so
but no,
I can
he's had
understand.
a whole career outside of the Beatles.
Yeah, but did that career reach my generation? That they would have heard the songs, recognize the artist, and know
I
him
mean,
by
like you
heart.
might not recognize that it's him, but I know you've heard
And that's
songs
why
of
they
his.
didn't know. They probably like,
I mean, in all fairness, I'm not a huge Paul McCartney fan. Like,
yeah,
to
I
be fair,
think he's probably.
like, but I'm just saying, can the younger generations be open to that? Maybe somebody you're seeing is already had a career before the people that are from your generation, right? That's all I'm getting at. And then it's Winona Ryder. Put some respect on her name because she did like kill it. Mermaids is probably my favorite movie of hers, and that's another one. I think Cher's global. That doesn't say that everybody young globally knows who she is, but globally she is known. Also, like she's just a really cool chick. Anyhow, hopefully this didn't suck. We both were like not in great mental spaces for different reasons, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, I agree with you.
So we're just gonna wrap it up now.
Sure.
I
I
mean,
haven't even checked the time.
no, it's time.
What time? Oh shit.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, it didn't go over, but I'm just saying.
Oh, this is our longest one for sure. Oh, let's
Well,
see.
I don't know how much of that is from the beginning.
Still think it's pretty long.
Okay,
But
well, we're sorry that you had to sit through that.
no, thank you. Subscribe.
Yes, please. Again, like, subscribe, share.
Hopefully, next episode I'll have good news about my job.
I'm just gonna put it in the universe that you will. I like to do that. Just manifest that stuff. Just like y'all liking, subscribing, and sharing. Manifest that. Alright.
You guys enjoy.
I love you. To the back.
To
The back.
the back.
Podcast.